Okay. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday. I am Brian, and I am still recovering. I have a lingering cough left over from what I can only assume was COVID. My little excursion to Santa Monica. I didn't have to go and get souvenirs at the airport. I just got COVID. So I assume that's what it was. I didn't start feeling it until about Sunday night. I think just shortly after we had our interview with Dr. Ullman, I felt a little off, more than normal. So Tuesday, I was actually feeling pretty shitty when we were having my stream here, but yeah. So I'm still coughing and clearing my throat more than usual. So I appreciate the patience when you hear that, or you use it as a drinking game. Every other cough or clearing my throat, take a drink. I don't want you to suffer from alcohol poisoning. So every other one, not every one. So there you go. We're going to discuss. We're going to get into some Golang because it's Friday. I do want to ask some questions. Okay, gotta get rid of that. Let me clear off some tabs here in my browser. I am was one. I was looking for something to do for Go. Researching tons of other things here. Let me close some browser windows. How's everybody been this week? Oh, you know what? I have been remiss about honoring the followers and subscribers here on our stream. So I'd like to thank Prozac, 0x2A, Donkey Pounder 43, Wolfgang Blitz, Stephen Evets, and Al Hazard for giving a shout out. I appreciate that 3 days ago. And of course, Digital Warhead supported us again, resubscribed for 14 months. And I did not dine him at our meetup on Wednesday. So if he's here, I do apologize, Mr. Warhead. We will work on that. And of course, Lady P for subscribing with Amazon Prime. If you were unaware, Amazon Prime, if you have an account, gives you a free subscription you can give to somebody every month. The only annoying bit is you have to remember to resubscribe every month to that person, or you can share the wealth, if you will. So, no, there it is, drink. So that's where we're at. Oh, and 0x9D, thank you for following. And this one looks like the love child of Elon Musk and someone else. I0Xova0I followed. And Ratsec, WRATSEC. So there you go. All right. So I'm still phlegmy, but I made it out and took a run on Tuesday afternoon, just before the stream. So I was able to get at least a mile in without like hawking up a lung. So it's working itself out. So I'm doing palliative care right now with the Mucinexes and the NyQuils and stuff, and various alcohols that I can suck down that will help me out and survive. So all right, let's get started. Let me. So we're gonna do some Golang. I swear, people. So if you're here, wanting to learn the Golangs, let me rant a little bit here. Golang exercises. So I've had some. I've had an issue, and it's more of a pervasive one. It's something that's kind of followed my career. The effectiveness of a pen test, right? Or engaging with a third party to do pen tests. I've been on all facets of this. I've been the engagement manager who's running the pen test working with a company. I've been the company that's engaged a pen test. I've actually been the go-between that goes out and makes sure that a pen test was good enough. And one of those things was looking at a lot of reports and going, yep, that's a Nessa scan. That's garbage. And then, delivering the bad news back to the original team who asked for the pen test and said, look, this does not meet our bar for standard. And, seeing their tears and like, well, we paid $50,000 for this Nessus scan. So I'd be like, you probably need to go talk to the company that gave you this report and kick them to the curb and ask for your money back or something like that. Because a Nessus scan is not a pen test and you paid, a ton of money for that. Part of that, I think, is the overarching company's problem of they don't define what a good pen test is or what a pen test is at all. And you get all kinds of stuff from, hey, I just ran a Nessus scan, or I just ran a Rapid7, or a Qualys scan or something like that. I'm going to type up a bunch of shit, Nowadays it'll probably be, I've just got a bunch of scan results from, Nessus or Qualys, and I'm going to run it through ChatGPT, who will give me some kind of way to simply answer these things and, give me my fat loot, making it rain and money, money, money. The problem comes from there are organizations out there that work with a lot of third parties. And ideally, your management is going to ask you, hey, are they doing a good job? And you're like, well, they've got bug findings, right? They keep finding us things. And that may not be the answer that they're looking for. And sometimes they'll want to back that up with data. And historically, I have seen that a lot of organizations measure how good something is by how many of the things that you're asking them to find, they find. And as a person who's been on the pen testing side and not on the pen testing side, there's a psychology, I would say. That's probably the best way of saying it. And I actually mentioned this in a tweet, which actually got me some lost followers. Or no, that was yet another tweet. Let me see, where is it? There it is. Okay, and I put this out yesterday, so if y'all follow me or you don't, that might be something you can look at. But so there's the original tweet, and so I said, real InfoSec talk, and I'll write this because there's too many things going on. I've actually started following a bunch of other shadow following people involved with some of the bug bounty stuff that I've been working with, so I don't want to out them specifically. It says, real InfoSec talk, management wants metrics. Metrics being a way to measure things, usually involving numbers or hard data. They want hard data about the quality of things. And I said, I'm railing against the hackneyed, how many bugs did they find? Because, if you find 8,000 bugs, you must be doing a good job, right? So, asking for me, how do you measure quality? How do you perform an accounting or an auditing of, pen test company A, pen test company B, pen test company C, and say, well, okay, A's given us 8,000 bugs, but they're all weak TLS handshake bugs, or they give us a good majority of those, and B is like, hey, they're kind of in the middle, and C is like, we did 15 engagements for you, and we found one bug, but it was a pre-auth RCE O-Day that nobody's heard of on a border device that could have completely owned us up, and, we're good. So, I mean, it's like that one bug, super impactful. These other ones, less so, or not at all. But, there's a psychology there where sometimes if you don't find bugs as a tester, and I've not been the tester, but I've been the engagement manager for the tester. The impetus is to, well, the company spent $50,000, they're expecting bugs, right? So, and that's not just the company that I worked with at Leviathan, but I mean, there was a ton of other places that I've seen this in. I've talked to pen testers in the industry, at least in the past 5, 6, 7 years. And then that's it. It's like, it may be their own company who are like, hey, we just, this company just spent a ton of money. We need to find bugs for them. And then there's not anything, right? Or, we by not finding any bugs, are we to assume that the company knows more than what they're telling us? And it's like, well, if you didn't find the bug that we're expecting you to find, are you good? That kind of thing. When I've asked and when I've railed against this from where I work at now, I ask the question back to them, have they found a lot of bugs? Well, yes, they have. But I mean, Are we expecting them to find bugs? Do we know that, insert code line or insert product here is hot garbage? And if we expect that product to be hot garbage, why aren't we fixing it before we're engaging the third party? That's just an example. I'm not saying any specific place that I work at currently is hot garbage, but there's these are questions I like asking because it makes management ask that question too. And if management has had any experience in consultancy before, they get it. But there's always the thing of like, okay, we also want to make sure that, vendor companies not sitting on their thumbs, and not giving us anything. And as I said in the stream here, or in the tweets that I said, it's like, every process is different, every engagement is different, every scope is different, every product is different. Skill sets are different. Sometimes you can't put your A team on every engagement, and you've got somebody in training or somebody shadowing another person, and I have no problem with that. I actually suggested that with some engagements in the past where it's like, look, we know that this is an API. It's not that difficult. If you've got some junior people, we're more than willing to work with you and let them train, that kind of thing. That's unheard of in our industry, where we'll have a customer go, we recognize that we're not overly complicated. So, if you've got somebody you need to train up, we're cool with that. And, we understand, and we'll price it accordingly. Unheard of in the industry, which we should actually be a little more thoughtful about that, because our vendor management isn't just how we treat the third party, or how the third party treats us. It's not how the third party treats us. It's how we treat the third party. It's very reciprocal in my case, at least how I see it. They're people. They're not commodities. It's not like we should be expecting, if we buy 10 TVs at Best Buy, and I'm going to use this example because it's actually been told to me, if we give this company a lot of work, they should not necessarily be asking, we should not necessarily be asking for a discount as if we're buying TVs at Best Buy. Bean counters that I've talked to equated pen testing to buying TVs at Best Buy. So yeah, that was a little rough for me. So my question to people, watching this on the VOD, or the one person who, hey, Digital Warhead, hey. Yeah, my question is, and I think we've asked some of these in our Slack as well. How do you measure this? Is it a measure of impact? Is it a measure of, how does your organization do that? I mean, does your organization do that at all? Because obviously you want to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck. And if some teams, some companies out there, it's like, oh, I can't, how many pen tests are you doing? Well, we do them at scale. I mean, we have a lot of stuff. I won't put out specific numbers, and I won't put out specific vendors. But if you have engaged a pen test company, we've probably used them. And being able to tell our management, yes, we should not only continue working with this company, but we should increase the amount of work that they have if they're willing to take it. That's the other thing. Or hey, we've had a lot of problems with this company. We probably need to pull back their work, or maybe cut them loose altogether, which would be a huge deal. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like, and on both sides of the issue, being a vendor or being the people engaging vendors, it's hard to figure that out. And I don't know if it's you've just got to take the time to look through every report and say, oh, okay, this was an impactful one. Oh, yes, okay, 2 weeks, and they gave us one finding, but it was a really good finding. Or they spent 3 weeks on this engagement and they found 45 findings, but I think it has something to do with how impactful the findings were in an aggregate, right? If maybe we would have to use some kind of rating system like the CVSS, as much as I loathe the CVSS. to say, okay, well, they found 5 level 7 bugs, 7 CVSS scored bugs, or 15 tens, or something like that, or they submitted 5,000 reports to us, but they were all CVSS v3. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this or how we should do this. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm more than willing to take thoughts. And, I think this is a question that would work for a lot of companies. I think a lot of companies are probably asking the same question, or maybe they don't do pen testing at scale and they just have 1 or 2 a year on that. What in the, oh, okay. Maybe they only have 1 or 2 a year that, they're doing, and they're not doing them at scale, but there must be big orgs out there, 10, 20,000 employees, several different business lines, that kind of thing, where they're like, we need to, how do you decide whether or not this is a good pen test company or not? That's a whole nother ball of wax, actually, because it's like, well, who do you talk to? Oh, you do. Oh, we get them because, they ran a conference, or, John Strand is always on LinkedIn and they're good people and whatever. And I mean, Black Hills is a company. I'm not saying we do business with them, but it's like, do you pick the company because of, they support the Cleveland Cavaliers, or, do they, do they run conferences? Do they always headline at RSA? Or, is it this 2-person company that's right down the street from you and you know them because they used to work for you? I mean, there's a ton of different things, but, being able to measure that effectiveness and making sure that they're actually giving you impactful reports, or really interesting, findings that you can work on and be actionable for, is, for me, like a huge deal. So, anyway, I'm done bloviating about that. But if anybody has any thoughts or questions during our stream here about that, I would love to hear them, because it feels like there needs to be a framework or something there, or you need to figure that out ahead of time. And the last thing you want to do is to cut a company loose because of a vanity metric or something. It's like, oh, they only got us 4,000 findings last year, and the other one only gave us 2, so we're going to cut the company found 2 things away. Yeah. So, anywho, all right, let's go. Let's see what we got here for. I want to make sure that is not what I was looking for. All right. So, channels. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Friday, got to get down on Friday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good times there. Yeah, it's been a week. We're looking forward to the. Oh, by the way, sorry not to yawn and then support our sponsor, but today's episode of Breaking Down Security podcast and stream is brought to you by Blumera, which provides easy-to-use SIM and XDR that can be set up in minutes. Teams of all sizes can resolve security threats faster with detection rules written by BreakSec's own Amanda Berlin, who works for Blumera. You can learn more about Blumera by going to blumera.com/BreakSec. There you go. All right. Seriously, it's a good organization. They've been working with us quite a bit. They don't have me on any board or anything. They did give us cash, fat stacks of cash for this. So we are working through some of these things. But yeah, we'll be having. I actually sent them an email asking for the next interview that we can have with Blumera. So at some point on a Tuesday or a Sunday, we will be doing an interview with the somebody from Blumera about a various topic of note. So there you go. Alrighty. So Let me go back to go.dev. I'm not sharing my screen. I know that. I appreciate that. Go.dev. I did see something. What was that? The smallest Go binary? Let me go find that again. Smallest Go binary. I don't know if I posted this up in, yeah, 5 kilobytes. Smallest Go binary. Yeah, here you go. So I don't know if I've added this before, but I will pop this in the chat so you can take a look at that. So I've got Discord on with the virtual camera so people can see me when I'm talking. And again, it's reversed, so the text at the bottom is backwards. Sorry. All right. So Go binary. Yes. 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 Okay. They have a lot of articles on shrinking Go executables using things like Go.118 and something called UPX, which is, there's a couple of articles about that. UPX is like a packer, like it shrinks things down, but still allows you to, it's almost like WinZip, or when you do WinZip and you create an exe, it's very similar to that, except it's probably a little on the ultimate packer for executables. That's what it's called. So. Drink. There we go. All right. Where's the... Did I have... No, that's not it. No. I thought I had the tab up, but I don't, so I'll have to go back through and pull that up. Let's see. Learn. Documentation, guiding journeys, web dev, simple code snippets, tutorials, training, go for guides. Damn. Yeah, that's what you get for Go projects. Okay. CRUD API. Slack bot to calculate age. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's see what I have here. List, get list remote. Okay. Nope, that's not it. JetBrains. We're almost at the finish line of this unforgettable week. Yeah. In-memory notepad. Okay. Let me make sure I actually have something here that we can show, and then select this project and upgrade to premium. Nope. You should have a cup of tea about a half an hour before starting the stream. Yes, I should. I should do that. Unfortunately, I'd have nice ice cold water that I can enjoy. But yes, I have been drinking a lot of mint tea this week to kind of break this garbage up. So. The problem is the Go stuff that I have is probably sitting on a tab on my browser, so on my laptop, not on my streaming box. So I need to also do a better job of keeping track of those items. All right, let's see. Nope. There we go. Let's give that a shot. I was more referring to solving the yawning you're making me yawn to. Well, at least it shows you're not a sociopath or whatever. What is it like if you don't yawn when others yawn? Yeah, I'm not sure. Build a book or library management system. Okay. Sometimes I think it's just when I'm reading. or I'm thinking about yawning. So yeah, that's a thing. So all right. So where is it? Sucks. Okay. Mm, Nope. All right. Yeah, the yawning does suck. And so go standards, go lang projects. Currency converter. Speaking of sociopaths, did you heard about the eyes above the ears theory? uh, no, I haven't. Why don't? Should I be worried? Should are you about to tell me my eyes are above my ears? I'm a sociopath. I can't even tell. Let me see. Looks like I'm assuming you mean like the top of the ear. I'm guessing. Technically, my eyeballs are above my ears, or my ears are above my eyeballs. So, what does that say about me, Digital Warhead? There we go. Building chest. Snake game. Okay. That is not building. So what I love is okay, so small camera, big browser. Yeah. So this is what bothers me about things like Medium. You know, they sound great in theory, but they have a lot of janky shit in them, including really hot garbage takes about things like um, what do they call it? Where's my camera? Am I gone? Yeah, I'm not there. Okay, that's really weird, and I'm not sure why my browser is like 400% sized. So, so it's an interesting Golang project you need to build. The thing is, it's like, oh no, all you need to do is go and do this, and I'm like, okay, that's garbage, Manpreet. You know, show the process here instead of us having to go to your Golang or whatever. But you can play chess with somebody in the background if you working on various things. But um, so let's see. Doink, doink. Back it up. This chapter will cover see what I don't want to do, and I recognize that some of these people have actually created something. A lot of these are like, hey, learn how to do this project and watch this video, and I'm like, I don't really want to watch a video about all this stuff. And the problem is, you know what? Let me go get my laptop. Okay, wow. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, that's not the right one. Chat. The saying is, the eyes above the ears is something to fear. So is it like red sun in the morning, sailors take warning, or something like that? Eye before ears is eyes above ears except after C or something like that. I don't know. Let me see, where is it? No, that's deterrent controls. That is okay. That is Kickstarter because I am a whore for Kickstarter. That's Patreon. Okay. Close that tab. Yeah. Wait. What's that? What was that? Prime. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Apparently, Prime Video audio monitoring service reducing cost by 90% by getting rid of things like microservices and serverless integrations. That was an interesting read. Damn it. Did I must have lost the history here, so let me go into manage history and WebAssembly. Yeah, this is the WebAssembly stuff. Effective go.html. Oh, let's go see. Golang.org /doc/effective go.html. Yes, I think that this was some of it. Packages, docs, standard library, release notes, tour of Go, tutorials, Arden Labs. Yeah, I don't want to do any of this stuff. On-site training in Go systems, Go for guides, customized, whatever. Okay, that's not it. How's it Go boot camp? Reason Golang is bad. Yeah. For game development, actually, it says reasons Golang is bad for game development. So, composite Go auth. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Let me click on that one. Challenge.net. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, OAuth 2 tutorials. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. See, it helps. Eyes above the ears is something to fear. It's been shown a lot of serial killers have their eyes above their ear line. The guy who killed the 3 in Idaho is a perfect example. Oof. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, just from a genetic point of view, I wonder if certain characteristics that manifest, physically, like bodily, are actually indicators of something. So you might be right there, digital. So I didn't. That's really interesting. So at least, so what you're saying is I'm not a sociopath. So bully, yes, congratulations. You're probably not a sociopath. All right. So we got some advanced stuff here. We're gonna go and play with some WebSockets, I think. It's different than WASM stuff because I never could get the fucking WASM stuff to work. One of my friends actually showed me an example of a Go WASM widget thing where he created he actually did, I think, similar to a tutorial where he was showing that, and it looked really cool. And I was like, I tried several of them, and he's like, oh yeah, it's a bit janky. So this is a bit of an older one. It says this tutorial was written using Go 1.9 and Golali Go Socket.io. So one of the bad things about these tutorials, and I will give you fair warning, this may or may not work because this may be an older version of Go, so old that there might be new things that override this, or the way that the code is written may not work in the new version. And as I'm fond of saying, I'm a beginner here. So I'm straight out of Noob City here. Mayor of Noob City, actually, vote for me if you're a noob. And so we'll have some discussions here. So, all right, let me open up. There is that, and that is not showing. Okay, VS Code. There it is. Okay, so let me shrink up my browser window. There we go. Shrinking up my browser window and moving the VS Code up above here so I can see what I'm doing. Doink. I told y'all we would eventually get to Go, right? Um, mistakes were made, right? That's on me. Oh gods. Okay, so I want to give a little background on some of the stuff that was talked about. I put this in the leadership channel on our Slack. So if you want to join the Slack, because we have a Slack and a Discord, we still have some people on our Slack, which I appreciate them. But we do have invites to that as well. I will ask you, if you do join us, that you will follow the code of conduct that you see when you come in. And I tend to not give warnings if you don't police yourself. So keep that in mind. If you join our Slack, I do not give warnings. It is permaban, and I don't, you can go somewhere else to spout whatever it is you want to spout. So there you go. So I said, where was it? Never, so yeah, I brought up the whole thing about the quality, Pretty Pete's pen testing purveyors found 700 findings. Frantic Freddy's finding factory found, 200 findings. Pretty Pete's obviously doing a better job, right? And that's some of the stuff we talked about earlier. I said, never mind, Pete's team worked on 100 engagements from 40 different teams. Freddy's team found 200 findings on one impactful product. That's the things that I'm talking about there. So Big Extra, good on you, Big Extra. Say hello. So Big Extra says, I was on a pen tester side for years and I'm guilty as the next consultant of doing that. That being padding the report with a bunch of bullshit findings. I'm not saying Big Extra was constantly doing this, but he says he's guilty as the next consultant of doing that. It happens, right? You pay, customer pays X number of dollars, they're expecting findings. And either it's because they may not suck, or there's other issues. In a 2-week engagement, it took, a week and a half to get a hold of the code or to get access to the environment because the dev team was like, oh, well, we really didn't want this test, but it's being foisted upon us and we don't want to have to do it. And we're just going to sandbag the shit out of this. And, you have some problems like that. So he says, however, I also gave the customer a very thorough list of test cases and respective results, whether I found something or not. Being able to show coverage is more important in my opinion. 100%. 100% Big Extra. Good on you. Early on in my current position, we had a pen test company bake off to try to find one to hire to help us out. It was horrible. They had no test notes, nothing to show that they actually did and what they actually did and TLS findings. It boggled my mind that the little shop I worked at before put so much detail into reports than these big well-known firms we're dealing with. That is 100% true. Some of these bigger pen test shops, and I'm not using the ones that I mentioned earlier, but you'll have like an Accenture, or you'll have one of the big fours that come in because, they do all the PCI the PCI security testing. I'm not dogging any of those folks there, but it runs hot or cold. You either got really talented people, or you've got really junior people, or you've got really knowledgeable people, and you've got really like somebody who can't run Nmap without looking up, switches or what have you. It runs hot or cold in those. A lot of times, if you're not a big enough company, and you may not get the A team because you're not worth A team time, right? Matter of fact, Mr. Betcher and I, our one experience with one of the big four consultancies for PCI review, because we were a level 1 PCI company requiring to do like yearly audits. The people came in on Monday morning and were pulling their Dell laptops out of the original packaging and taking the plastic off of their portable monitors. And it was their very first engagement. And we were like, the fuck? And yeah, so we ended up having to call one of the big four and saying, you need to send somebody at least with some knowledge of PCI. You can't just be dropping people here with fresh laptop, unpacking them at the office that they're working at, and letting on that this is the first engagement they're on. So it happened. Digital Warhead. Yes, that was a legit issue that happened with us. Literally, they were like taking the plastic off of their monitors, and yeah, it was both of them actually. So we were like, why didn't they bring at least a junior person and a more seasoned person in? I had no problems with that, but it was like both of these folks were brand spanking new. I mean, just straight off the QSA train or whatever it was. So yeah, so it was good times. But it is the money you pay, right? If you don't pay big bucks, the Big Four is not going to give you their A team, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so we are going to be learning some WebSockets. So, but yeah, I mean that's a good point from Big Extra. It's like they do pad that because there is a psychology there on both sides. The pen testers feel that they need to show value in the report. The people who are paying for the pen test expect a bunch of findings, and that's just not the way it needs to be done. And some of that may be on the engagement PM to go, look, we may find 100 findings, we may find 1 finding, we may find 0 findings. Expectation management, I think, is also key here. Lady P, don't hate on me here. I appreciate you coming, hanging out. We're talking a little bit about the stuff that I had mentioned in the leadership tab on Slack about measuring pen test effectiveness or what have you. So just something that's been sticking in my craw the last few days. All right, so WebSockets. Let's see. We have, all right, so here's a simple server. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. You didn't miss much if you're wanting to learn Go, Lady P. Yeah, so select language, Golang. Oh, they just call it Go. All right, so let me go into the Golang tutorial. I'm going to create a new folder. We're going to call it, I don't know, WebSockets. We'll see if this shit works, you know what I'm saying? So Golang tutorial cd WebSockets. There we go. All right, so installing the go-socket.io. So we can install the package using the go get command like so. And then we can include it in our programs like so. Go get github.com/Google. Okay. Because it looks like Google go-socket.io. Oh. Okay. Wait. Go install. Cannot find a main module, but found a get.config in the Golang tutorial to create a module there. Run go mod init. Go mod init to initialize a v1 or v2 variable. Go mod cannot determine module path for outsourced directory. See, I don't want to pollute my environment with a bunch of shit. And damn it all. All right, fine. All right. Outside go path, module path, cannot determine module path for source directory. Oh, gods. Yes, welcome to dependency hell. Thank you, Lady P. I did the issue is not lost on me here. So again, this is why I'm in security and I'm not a manager. I'm not a developer. So wait, so I can see. And we have an update to go. Of course we do. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the Go update right now, so I'm not overly worried about that. If you were in security, you wouldn't be trying to write a server. That hurts, Lady P. That really hurts. Look, I'm just a filthy manager. I don't know how things work. Okay, so that's how that works. What was I trying to do early? Oh yeah, that's right. Let me just use go mod init example.com/m or mv2. I don't know if this is a version 1 or version 2 module, so fuck it. We'll do it live. I'm assuming if I was like Uber Go, King of Go and all this shit, I would understand what the difference between a 1 and a 2 module is. Creating new Go module, example.com/m to add module requirements and sums, go mod tidy. Go mod tidy. Oh, wait. I don't think I was supposed to put example.com. I think that was an miscalculation on my part. So I'm going to have to go mod init. One second. I'm going to tell you, this is a lot of fun when you're learning a programming language. Okay, so that worked this time because I went into Golang tutorial. I can only assume it's because that's the home directory of where I'm trying to put a bunch of shite. So, but at least the module still exists as 1.7, so that's cool. If no one opened any sockets, security could go on vacation. I would actually prefer sockets to using, when I was trying to build my my LAMP configuration in OpenBSD, one of the things that they suggested was using sockets instead of like routing it over a port or an IP address. Especially if you're doing it local, you can still route over like 127.0.0.1 or 127.8.8 or something like that. But the idea was that a socket doesn't it's more secure, right? And because it was in a shrewded environment for the OpenBSD, you actually had to do some janky bits where you're setting symlinks that go to var www var www slash etsy slash something, and you build your shroot jail, which in the before times that would be called containers, and you could route everything that way. So we have a couple of new updates here. We have go.sum and we have go.mod. I'm assuming, yes, and then we have a WebSockets directory, which I just created. So we'll see what happens when those all get made. And so I went and got the io.socket, and now we can include it in our program like so. So now you see down here. So, all right, now I'm going to, I think I put this, let me go ahead and close that. And this is our sponsor, of course, Blumera. A new file. I'm going to call it main.go. All right, in the WebSockets directory, we're going to, and of course, because I did not put, I may have to put this go to main.go for the WebSockets inside of, Golang tutorial because of a reason. Isn't a socket just the combo of an IP and a port? Not sure I agree with that. A port is bound to a socket. So let me see, sockets and MySQL Open BSD. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so here's the misat link. First time user of OpenBSD. So this is 10 years ago, but it's probably still applicable. They were trying to build MySQL using a socket. Let me see. So yeah, it would. So a port I guess could be a socket, right? Yeah. Socket is just the combo of an IP and a port. You can't have a port without a socket. That makes sense. So what they were doing back in the day when you trying to shroot because OpenBSD had everything in a shroot, and the idea was security by design. Trying to be maximum secure and all that. You would set up your shroot in var www, which is where the root exists. You can have a socket without a port, but no port without a socket. Hence my statement: if no one opened these sockets, we could go on. Okay. So what you're seeing here is like making a hard link, like forcing a hard link from var run MySQL sock, which is the socket file, to var www var run MySQL sock. So they're. This was what I lived in when I was trying to build an OAMP configuration, not a LAMP configuration, for years. But so, what is a socket? What is a socket? Since in networking, so there we go. I agree with everything Digital Warhead and Lady P said. We want to make sure that people have the ability to review some sort of source. A network socket is a software structure within a network node of a computer network that serves as an endpoint for sending and receiving data across a network. Because of the standardization of the TCP/IP protocol and the development of the internet, the term network socket is used in the context of the Internet Protocol Suite and is therefore often also referred to as the Internet socket. Let me see if there's a graphic or something about what a socket is. Because once you start doing sockets and you're talking like GRE interfaces and a bunch of stuff like that from back in the day, encrypted tunnels, etc. And that's its whole it's a whole mess of things. So here you can just use me as a reference. Support is a numerical identifier used to distinguish different processes or services running on a computer, while a socket is an endpoint of a network communication used by applications to send and receive data. The thing was, so Lady P, please tell me if I'm wrong, but you can create a socket of like a file. So you can have like a file that is just a socket that takes things and moves it. I believe they can be multi-directional or bidirectional. You can actually have a socket that takes in data. Yeah, it's a file handle used for streaming, right? Which is why when you saw the example from OpenBSD, you saw MySQL.sock. It's actually a legitimate package or a legitimate file that is created as a way of taking MySQL requests. So you would tell the server or the service, hey, I don't want to use port 1433. Sounds right in my head. Or I don't want to go to 127001, which is, what is hosting that box. You just say, I want to use this as the way of, I want to use MySQL.sock as the way to communicate with the MySQL database. And then it's like all the data goes into MySQL sock, which actually runs around there. The .sock is the network endpoint. That network doesn't have to leave the file system. It's on, although it can. Right. And the idea was you're not, using greater parts of your network stack. It's going directly inside the file system. So ideally, it should be faster. Should be faster. Anywho, anyway, back to what we were doing. Let's see. We got package main. And I'm glad we have folks like Lady P and Digital Warhead here to keep me honest, because I don't want to be spouting a bunch of dumb shit that doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad they're here for emotional support. So log. So log, one of the modules we're going to use is log and net HTTP. All right, and then we're going to put an arrow there, and then we're going to go socket IO, which, let's see what socket, Golang Socket.io. So yeah, Socket.io is a library implementation of Socket.io. Okay, okay. So it's a bidirectional, low latency communication for every platform. So Socket.io created Lady P, gods. Lady P keeps me humble and honest. I love it so much. I love it so much. So Socket.io is the bidirectional low latency communication functiony thing. So you can go to Socket.io to learn about that. Apparently, Go has an implementation of that. So they have wow, they got a lot of logos on their site. So, what? Oh, Async Labs. Okay, so, so anyway, Socket.io's Go Socket.io is Go's implementation of Socket.io. Anyway, it makes a lot of sense when if you were a developer. So, we're gonna GitHub.com. It's interesting. So it wanted me to pull that down, but then it's asking me to go to this site again. So I don't know if it is going to use the one I've downloaded, which I'm hoping that's what I'm seeing right here when it says GitHub go.socket.io. So I'm hoping it will use that version instead of going out to GitHub, whatever. I mean, it should be the exact same, but if you're storing these packages locally, like Redigo, Redigo. I got to put the emphasis on the right syllable. WebSocket, UUID, etc., etc., etc. Those would be, the dependencies. I don't have my dog here with "This is fine" logo, but yeah, no, you're fine, Lady P. I appreciate that. I love the ranking. It's fantastic. And it gives me something to make sure that one day I'll be as good as Lady P, but it will not be this day. So it's one of those things. All right, so we got that, and then funk main, and then that, and then we're getting into our. Let me double check and make sure my screen looks pretty. Okay, just in case, I'm gonna turn this up to a bit of geezer font for me, so that way people there we go. Hopefully it won't change the wording or anything like that. And I'll bump that up a little bit. Want to make sure that people can see what's going on in the screen. All right, so we're going to start off with server socket new server nil. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to go server error, walrus it up, socket IO new server, and then nil is the right answer. Now, keep in mind, like I said before we started this is going to use Go versions 1.9 and Googly Go socket.io. Things might have changed a little bit since August of 2017 in Go. I mean, we're clear up to 1.20.3 right now, which is not there's been a few minor changes, right? If you follow the major minor bug fix, there's been a few changes in Go. So I may type all this shit up and then it doesn't work. So we'll see. We'll see. It's part of the fun. So, anywho, func main nil if. So we got an if statement here. Is not equal to nil. So typically, so what's going to happen is everything is nil, right, in the new server. That's why it's asking me for that. I don't know why it's two variables, but socket.io new server returns one value compiler. So see, there we go. Maybe there's a minor change where I have to like put nil and nil or something. That didn't fix it either. All right, well, This is going to be fun. My usual blessings and curses, may you live long enough for that to be true. Yeah, that's that's going to be good. So we'll see what happens. Some of these error messages I'm getting are upper class law. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming and hanging out on this magical mystery tour that we're doing, where I try to learn how to put a Go script that hasn't been, probably updated since, 2018 in the system here. So all right, so we finished that one. We're going to drop down here. We're going to go server on, and then connection, func, so socket io.socket, socket to me, baby. All right, and then drop down log. Oh my goodness. Log println. So that's a print line, and then we're going to say on connection. Okay. Have you tried null and nil? Well, I'm assuming I have to. I'm assuming you have to have two values, because you have to have two values here. I mean, the other thing would, the only thing that would probably make this correct is if I took server and put an underscore. That didn't change anything. Okay, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, Mr. Warhead, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, because I was like, maybe that, maybe you're just digital warhead. Anyway, no, it's all good. I assume that they're going to want two things or two values there in the nil side. I just don't know what they're looking for here. Oh, wow. Okay, so when this first popped up, I saw wrong ass ing, and I was like, what the hell is that? Wrong assigned count. So ideally, we're going to need to figure out how to add some things on later if this doesn't compile correctly. So, so join chat. Okay, so there's a lot of white space in here, and I'm not exactly sure why it's needed, because it ignores white space. But I'm gonna play the game. Chat. Okay, and then so on chat message. If any Golang fans are out there and are seeing some of the squiggly line bits that I'm doing and know how it might be fixed, please feel free to partake of the lack of knowledge and fill it with yours. So we're getting pretty nested in here. Println emit. So emit chat message MSG. It sounds like we're building some kind of chat bot or something, maybe. I'm a few years behind if this is, I'd hate to can you imagine opening up the back end to Chat GPT and finding out it's just some kind of tutorial on making a chat bot with a bit of extra code in there? Oh, God. Yes, I know. I shouldn't just, assume that that's what it is, but. All right. I imagine Golang fans with the giant foam finger that says Golang #1. Exactly. Like, you know what? Maybe we should put out some, Golang #1 foam fingers or something. That's a good idea, Digital Warhead. We should keep an eye out on that. You may be my chief marketing officer in a few months. But all right. So chat message. Chat GPT didn't hate it. Main repeated. You type faster than I do. You need to handle connections and attach the server to an HTTP server on Connect. Okay. Chat message. Okay, so close that. All right, so we need to close that one. We're going to go down one more here. So on disconnection. Log print len on disconnection. Oh my goodness, who's that? Thank you, Mace Kubu. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining our group here. We're poking through a way of using WebSockets and with Socket.io and Go. So we're typing it out as we're wont to do, because if I just copy pasted from here to there, I wouldn't learn anything, and I would probably have some major issues with the code itself. So on disconnect, not on disconnection. The text wouldn't matter. It would just look funny when I went in there, and it's not capitalized over here either. So, okay, on disconnect, and then det. Okay, so make sure we got all of our bits here. All right, so we're gonna go down here. Server on, error, func, so socket, IO, socket, error. Okay. And then log print len error. There we go. Okay, that one's good. All right, we're gonna scroll down here. HTTP handle socket.io server fs walrus HTTP file server. So the other thing is, you would probably have to put in some kind of encryption bits if you wanted to use HTTPS on this. But for our purposes, we're just going to do straight up, HTTP, depending on how, crazy you want to get with that. Sorry, it didn't preserve formatting or finish it. The point that is it didn't hate the new server nil. Oh, okay. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lady P, for the heads up there. So. All right, and then HTTP handle. And then fs. And then log print len serving at localhost 5000 ... So it's an ellipse for those of you who like the ... dots. Of course, I'm the king of that. I do that a lot. http.listen and serve 5000 and nil. Okay, so that's it. That's all of it. 44 lines of awesome. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, so fatal listen and serve. Okay, so make sure that we didn't accidentally miss the 5000 somewhere. I don't know what you're... have no idea what I'm talking about. I think I said I read it didn't preserve formatting or finishing it. The point is that it didn't hate the server nil. I was like, okay, that's good. That was ... Oh. Yeah. I actually saw a news story one time where it was like, folks who are new to working don't like punctuation like periods. It kind of, I don't know why. It was like they are, there's some finality there. So they like the ... dots, like they're just kind of leaving something hanging. All right, so we're going to break it down. So it says in the above sample code, we do everything within our main func main. So there's func main. We must first define a new socket IO server instance by calling socket IO new server nil. Okay, so that's what this is. It's creating a new socket, a new server, new socket, or socket.io new server, and then calling it nil. But before defining what the behaviors we want our socket to server to have when connected to and when there's an error, we must define a new socket IO server instance by calling that before okay. So you have to create the thing before you define what the thing can do or its capabilities. So new server is, basically touch file. And then it's like, and then inside the file, we're going to say that it's a text file and we're going to do So socket.io, there's a new server. So it's just sitting there. So this is a nebulous new server. We don't know what it does yet. And we're going to define what that is. So when it's connected and when there's an error, so that's, if error is not nil, then we log fatal error. Within server on, so that's this part here, that part there, we first log that there's been a successful connection made before then joining the chat room using so.joinChat. So then we scroll down to, so join chat. All right, so we print that there was a successful connection, right? Then we join the chat. Wish I could stay longer to take. No, it's okay, Digital Warhead. Have a good weekend. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate your support and being helpful. I appreciate you. Alrighty, so after that, we then specify what we want to happen when we receive a chat message. So each one of these is different attributes, right? So we want to we want to join a chat. So the action for join is we're going to chat. So on is going to be a various thing. And then another so on, these are like events. So on when we get a chat message. So when a chat message comes in, this is what we're going to do. When we ask for a disconnection, then we do this, and it's going to log that there was a disconnection. After that, we specify what we want to happen when we receive a chat message, right? So this is an event. This is like an event kind of thing. So when this happens, do this. When this happens, do this. Event through one of our connected sockets. Whenever our server receives this type of event, we call SO broadcast 2. So that's SO broadcast 2. Chat message. So there's that part. There's the other sub event. So we get a chat message, and then it's going to also call broadcast 2. Which broadcasts whatever message was sent to every socket that is currently connected. So this is like a one-to-many kind of thing. Or, in this case, if there's only one other person on the chat message, I send it, I will see it, and they will also see it. Kind of like, I don't want to say I guess it is asynchronous in that respect because it's not watching you type, not like Google Docs where it's like when you're typing, somebody can see it. It would be an asynchronous communication. I'm waiting for somebody to reply in chat. So anyway, Triplexity. Oh my God, Triplexity. Thank you so much. Hope you had a good day, or you getting done with your stream, or you're about to stream. So I appreciate you for coming and hanging out today while I fuddle through how to use a WebSocket in Go. Read only Fridays. Oh, very cool. Okay, very cool. Then finally, we define what would happen on disconnection. Oh, excellent. I'll make sure I give everybody a shout out to Triplexity. Go check out their stream. A lot of great work that Triplexity does. I tend to grab as many different people who are doing content creation as I can on Twitter, on Twitch. And Triplexity's been around for a long time, as you can see, 14 months. So he's been here almost from the beginning. So on disconnection, this instance, we just simply log the fact that one of our clients is gone. So very much like you might see an IRC connection back in the day, ping pong, this person's been disconnected. You might have commands in there after so many seconds, it will automatically kill any connections of people who haven't been there. But ideally it's logging that somewhere, either in an application log, or it might actually do like IRC where it's like, this person's left or something like that. Or like in Discord where somebody says they've exited the community. That's an event that says, you need to let somebody know that somebody's gone. All right, so the front end client. So we're going to go ahead and save this. Control S. And then initial commits. And then we're going to commit and sync because I'm a maverick like that. I just, do what I want. There we go. And we're spinning, we're spinning, we're spinning. Done. All right, so all of this is up. Don't know why it's, Control S should work. I'm not sure why must have 3 issues, 3 problems in this file. Okay, so undefined socket.io compiler. So the sockets, the server nil bit, and what was the third one that it had issue with? I only see 2. Oh, it's got 3. So it counts each one of these as an issue. According to Lady P, our moderator extraordinaire, not a problem, according to ChatGPT. But, ChatGPT's different, Ms. Gump. So we'll see what happens there. So we're going to create an index.html within our project directory. So new file, index.html. All right, so we're going to have doc type. Wow, it's like it knows me. HTML, lang, English. Oops. All right. And then this is so much easier than back in the day, when you had to remember to put all your head and your HTMLs and everything in. Meta, charset, UTF-8. And then, doing proper closing of your brackets. Meta name equals viewport content. So I'm going to go ahead and just, we all understand the HTML part. It was, we're just here for the Google folks, or we're just here for the Golang folks. So what you see here is the different viewports. It's, setting some content width. It's using content edge IE. If you don't use Edge, there might be some issues there, but it's like making sure that you're compatible with Edge. The title of the site, when you load the page, will say Go WebSocket Tutorial. Hello World will be the only thing that pops up in there. And then we're going to pull down script source is cdnjs.cloudflare.com/Ajax lib. So Ajax is the asynchronous JavaScript. Ajax. not the football club. Ajax JavaScript. There we go. Ajax JavaScript is asynchronous JavaScript in XML. I knew that, right? Where can I copy paste that? I don't know. Oh, by the way, let me give everybody the link to the tutorial Edge if they want to go to the site and poke around with a little Golang there. Of course, you might be watching this video and then all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore. So, all right. So, what is it? Are you checking me out? What's going on?
I check you out every day.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter is thinking,
we gonna get some wangs. Okay. All right now. Gonna get some wangs. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so when you run your Go socket server by calling go run main go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to make sure I commit my initial commits. God damn it. Okay. Commit, sync. There we go. All right. All right. So we have our WebSockets, we have index, main Go. My worry is that because the Go mod and Go sum are not in the right directory as the WebSockets, when I do run, Go main run Go, it's not going to work. And then I'll have to figure out, maybe I'll just copy index Go and main Go into where the Go mod and Go sum is, and then we'll work that through. That's an old deprecated version of socket library. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. The worst thing could happen is it doesn't work, and then, I'll tell you, it's humbling to do all this stuff and, do a live demo every Friday. Really makes me like, the folks who worry about shit at conferences, and it's like, yeah, I'm good. There's 5 changes you can make that'll make it compatible with the new version. Well, Lady P, I am. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let me run it first to make sure that we actually do have a failure, and that way. All right. Once we know that it's going to fail, because I'm glutton for punishment. Go run main go. Yep, there you go. And according to the squiggly lines, that's exactly what happens. So 2 variables, but socket.io returns 1 value. So, yeah. So that's the issue, isn't it? I don't know. Should I put nil? Oh crap. So, well, no, okay. So let's think about this for a second. The walrus is evaluating the 2 values for server and error. So it seems to me this one might be a true. I was gonna check your. Okay, got it right here. Try this. Okay, so forgive me. Damn it, move that out of the way. All right, there we go. Try this. All right, so she's got package main, import log HTTP. All right, socket. Yeah, okay. We got func main. All right, server error, socket.io nil, if error nil, log fatal error. Okay, server on connect. Okay, so that's the first change. All right, on connect. Oh wait, I gotta put my capital C. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this deviates quite a bit here. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of that. Okay. I just had it working here, so hopefully you too. Okay. Cool. Yeah. See, that's why I pay Lady P the big bucks. Consider yourself given a raise, Lady P. You're going to make 800% more than what you're making now as a moderator here. So just, in these trying times, it's good that I can help my employees with only the finest, work possible. So, all right, and then we put that here, and then s.join chat. I'm gonna put that right underneath, and then you said return, right? So return nil. Okay, and then We want that and get rid of that. So, okay, slash func s socketio.con error, log print on connection, s join chat, return nil. Okay. And then after that on event, whoa, okay, so, all right, so let me add this. So I'm not taking any credit for this. So here's the differences between what I had originally in the sheet and what Lady P had on there. You still have a typo on line 12. Oh, right. Okay. There we go. Fix that. All right. So we have the on server event here, and then we have, which is the chat message function, which is this one here. So we're replacing this with this. So, so we have the slash in the home directory, in this case, chat message. We're looking for socket.io con. So obviously between the version that the tutorial was written on and the one now, a lot has changed, including maybe a socket.con, which didn't exist. They just had an on version. So we're like 15 different versions ahead on this. I just debugged it against the docs, but I have the 1.7 library. Okay. Message string. Okay, so println, emit, and then you're gonna emit, which is, you're basically gonna print, right? The chat message exists, and then the name of the message. So broadcast to, which is the one-to-many or one-to-one connection. It's going to send the chat message to everybody who is connected through a socket on the system. So this is now really okay. That is gone. Oh wait, I should probably grab the whole bit there, and when I'm eviscerating things. Okay, so now we have an on error event. Interesting. Okay, so all right, so we need to put the on error bits. Server on error. And then func e error. And then log print len error. E. So the E is the error, and then it's gonna, print E. So the error is going to come up here, and then as the action for that, it's going to print what the error was in this case, which is E. So E is error, so it's going to print E instead of print error or whatever. So all right, so we got that. We got that. That was on error. Okay, on disconnect. So this is gone too. Delete that bit. There's more than 5 things. Yeah. No, it's okay, Lady P. There's no apologizing. This wouldn't have worked even if I had wanted it to. So, yeah. All right. So what I'm probably going to need to do is figure out a better way of being able to troubleshoot old ass tutorials, because it seems like there's a lot of content out there on the internet on how to learn Go. But when you're, the tutorials from the equivalent of like 8,500 builds ago and 1,500 features ago and 500 syntactical changes ago. Thank you, Lady P. Verify, trust but verify. In Lady P we trust. So on disconnect, func s socketio con reason string, and then doink, and then log println. Lady P, you ever thought about making curricula? All right, so we did that. All right, let me move my Discord window because technically I'm on Discord as well. So I'm letting people. All right, so we've got on Discord, on println, on error, on event. Okay, I think we've got all of that correct, right? What's the, wait a minute, what is the error message we're getting here? No value used as value compiler, too many values. Did I get that wrong? Did I put too many squares? Check. S broadcast 2, chat message, okay. Okay, yeah, it should be fine. Unless, nope, doesn't mind. All right, error E, on disconnect, HTTP handle, socket.io server. Okay, so that's correct. On disconnect, reason. All right, so I don't need the error one because we, oh no, okay, so I need to do error as well. Server on error. On error. So if you're just joining us, thank you for joining. We are currently unfucking a tutorial that we were doing on Tutorial Edge. In fact, was incorrect, and it was going to fail miserably because it was already starting to fail. And our moderator, Lady P, has been kind enough to save my bacon, such as it is, in such a way so that I save as much face as I possibly can. So what's not to love? So we're going to get rid of that bit. HTTP handle, socket.io, server, right? FS, okay, HTTP dir static, HTTP /hand, yes, println 5000 nil. Okay, so I think that's good. So let's go ahead and save this again. We still have 3 errors, but maybe we just haven't seen it run yet. This server on 37 goes. I need another hobby, like another hole in my head. You know, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna call it is a me issue in some respects, because you know there could be any number of things. Server nil. Okay, let me just one last time. I'm gonna start at the bottom because that's what I've heard sometimes doing code reviews. You start at the bottom and work your way up instead of working your way down, because it's not a logical direction. So we've got everything there. Log fatal HTTP listen and serve 5000 and nil. Okay. Println server host 5000, HTTP /FS, FS walrus, HTTP file server, HTTP dir static, okay, with 2 bits there. HTTP.handle, right, socket.io and server, all right, and then we got 2 little bits there. I don't think the order matters on error and on disconnect. I think you can make these, and I would imagine. Oh wait, I've got 2 on errors. Okay, so I've already done this one, so I'm an idiot. All right, all right. So yeah, I can't imagine it matters in which order these go in, because these are different actions, right, or different events based on what comes in. So on disconnect, on error, on event, on connect. Okay, so I've got all 4 of those. All right. As I said previously, fuck it, we'll do it live. And drink. And again, it may fail because I don't have the directory structure set up to their liking. There's a whole ton of shit here. So yes, please confirm your dental appointment on Monday afternoon. Cannot find the file specified. Oh, that's why. Web sockets. Okay. Okay. 2 variables, but socket.io new server turns 1 value. Chat message no value used as value. Broadcast to undefined. No field or method to broadcast to. Paste that into the chat. Okay. Yes. Okay. Control C. All right. Oh, right. There you go. I posted it into the Discord DM there for you there, Lady P. So let me see, 12, 17, 12 to 17. Close that, close that, close that. All right, so 12, server nil. 2 variables, but socket returns 1 value. Let me see. Up at the top here, you have server and error. Okay, so you have the 1 as well. See, so it says wrong ass instead of wrong assigned. So that's what I saw earlier. So okay, so it seems to me, I'm thinking I would say true. No. Yeah, bullshit. We did not build a front end that successfully connects to your stuff. Full source for this project. Okay, let's go over here to the GitHub. All right, so we have, wow, Dreadful Drawl. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out here. So, all right, so this is as of, when was the last time this was updated? Okay, so this last commit on this was 2020. Hey, Super Lolly. Oh, Super Lolly, hey. And thank you for subscribing. Oh, man. Okay, well, Dreadful Drawl is going to be kicked. So, let me see. Where does ban? Thank you, Dreadful Drawl. I banned your ass. So, sorry about that, y'all. We got a bot, so there it is. Yeah, I forgot where the ban button was because, you know, I've never had to use it. But there it is. So, all right, so I'm gonna so here's the 2020 version of this same script. It says we'll need to define an upgrader. This will require read and write buffer size. Okay. We define a reader, which will listen for the new messages being sent to our WebSockets. So this is the func. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot of changes to this that they should have communicated. Oh, yeah. IRC ban UID. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I forgot this is an IRC chat client that Twitch uses. But there's a nice little tag button right next to it. Yeah. So there's a lot of changes which they should have updated to the page that they did not obviously update to the page. As you can see, they kept the old ass version on there. Be nice if they had like a frame or an iframe that would just, you know, show the code from GitHub in there. Maybe that's what we'll do next time. So, all right, let me see how I can save this. Oh, so they're using a completely different WebSocket than GoSocket. So, all right, well, they're putting in FMT as well. So, hey, Dev Nelson. Let's see. Are you a legit person, Dev Nelson? Considering I just got a little gun shy from the bot that dropped on here. So, all right. So we're gonna go back. Version 3. This sequel will be better than version 2. So we'll go GitHub. Okay. Lady P said, "Stop the wedding," or something. Before you do that. See above. See above. Go get you. Go get you. Oh. Copy. All right. Doink. New term. Doink. That's what you built against. Okay. Well, let me run that then. Okay. That worked. Yeah, I seem to think that the original Sees 5 problems. FMT imported and not used. Oh yeah, okay. Let me. Yeah. I will get rid of that. Control save. All right. So now we have only 4 problems. Wrong arg count. Terminal. So yeah, I had 1.7. I believe it pulled down 1.7. So it looks like we're updating from 184 to 189 and 142 to 150 on several of these things. So, and then from 4.0 incompatible to 4.4.0 plus incompatibles. All right, so if that is the case, let me go ahead and save this again just so that I don't have to worry about something. It wants a bool. Try passing true, I guess. Yeah, that's what I had assumed. I assumed it was a true. I did add a true, but it still's given me the garbage here. So, yeah. Yeah. Untyped, try 1. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Ouch. Well, the squigglies didn't go away. Yeah. Maybe nil is not allowed. I don't know. Too many. No quick fixes available. Too many values. All right. See what it put down here for. Let me see. Oh, you know what? The reason why this code is so much different is because different socket actions and things. So obviously they've put an entirely different WebSocket in here. So the tutorial doesn't even match what's in the 2020 version of this, which, gods, that's like strike 2 against tutorial edge on this. So yeah. Yeah, the new one's a completely different library. I feel like I need to send them a strongly worded letter or something, but it feels like, hey, can I see your manager kind of thing. The library's changed its interface. Server on has been changed to server on event in newer versions. It looks like GitHub has already changed its interfaces and an update of this article is needed. Well, thank you for having those comments at the bottom. This may mean that this site is not as quick. The Gorilla one worked for me. Okay. Let's, with the roughly 17 minutes I have left, let's go back and do some stuff here. So, once more into the breach, dear friends. All right, so we're going to do github.com Gorilla WebSocket. Okay. And it may be that we have to run the watch your quotes. Yes, ma'am. We'll do. Prepackaged WebSocket, package WebSocket implements the WebSocket protocol defined in 6455. The con type represents a WebSocket connection. Okay, got you. And then it's like, yeah, upgrade method requires a con upgrader. So this is the bits that it says, hey, we need a con upgrader. So let me see. Is this in Func main? No, we don't have a. Oh, Func main is down here and it's really, really tiny. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to have more functions in this case before we get to Func main. So we're going to pretty much, I think, eviscerate all of this. And we'll just go ahead and pull all of that out and start over. All right. Watch your quotes. Yes, ma'am. All right. So we're going to... I'm going to forego the remarks because I don't want to have to do any extra typing. But for those of you who are following along and would like WTFing this, there is the link to the updated Tutorial Edge version of the WebSockets tutorial that I'm using, dated January 19, 2020. Elliot Forbes looks like has updated it, but did not update the tutorial. So just said note. Okay, so maybe he doesn't have the ability to update the tutorial. It's a separate thing. So something we will think about for later versions. Var upgrader equals web socket, upgrader. Doink. All right. And then read buffer size 2024. Write buffer size 2024. Check origin. Looks like this person uses tabs. Filthy, filthy tabs. Nah, it's okay, Lady P. I'm learning, and as long as we have 6 other folks here that obviously are somewhat entertained. If they have any questions, they can always ask. But this happens. I would imagine as a developer, you get all kinds of stuff that is hot garbage in your system. So, all right, so we're done with that part. Now we're going to define a reader. So we're going to go to func read. Func reader. Con star websocket.con. And then for, and then we're gonna do a bunch of for looping. Message type p Okay, so we're 3 more variables, so we need to have 3 variable. Oh, interesting. I wonder if we'd have taken the nil out there, because if you see the read message is not asking for variables there, so that's interesting. Maybe if we'd have taken the nil out of the original one, that would have solved some of the issues. Okay, what is this? Message type declared and not used. Message p declared and not used. Error declared and not used. Okay. If not equal to nil, log println return. Okay. Error. Don't know what that did, but I didn't ask it to do that. All right. All right, so that's the return button there. So we need to log println string p. Oh, I see. All right. We love the funk. Gotta love that funk. Oh. If walrus con write message type p not equal to nil. I think. All right, and then log print ln return. All right. Then we're good all the way down. All right, so we go to func homepage. And then HTTP request. So it's almost like we don't even need the front end at this point, I think. Beginning to feel like maybe we will, I don't know. We'll see. Request fmt f print f w home page. Watch caps. Yes, ma'am. just making sure I had all my caps right. No, it's all good. No, because we've already had enough issues with the code not working or being outdated. So the last thing we need is a simple little thing. So WS endpoint. Writer R HTTP request. And then WS upgrader dot upgrade WR and nil. Okay. If is not equal to nil, log print len All right. And then see. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, WS and okay. All right, so we'll go one more. And then we're gonna log println client connected. And then error equals WS write message one. I'm still a C programmer, so I'm coming at it from that perspective. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Byte. Hi, client, bang, dank, dank. If not equal to nil, log print len Okay. And then we've back that up. All right, so we got that. And then listen indefinitely for new messages coming on through our WebSocket connection. So what it's doing is it's like, don't stop. So I'm hoping there's a graceful way of killing this connection once you're done with it. May not be. I don't know. All right, so we're going to func setup routes. And then HTTP handle func. HTTP handle func. Oh, WS. And then WS end point. Now watch caps. Control C, Control Z. So, oh, yeah. Ah! This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, I hit F11. Okay. That's why we can't have nice things. All right, handle func, homepage, handle func, WS endpoint. Okay, all right. And then finally, we hit func main, FMT, println, hello world. Log, fatal, HTTP, listen, and serve. This one runs on port 8080. And then nil. Okay. Whew. I was never cut out to be a developer. I have too much of the carpal tunnels. So, all right, I think that's it. It says 72 lines. I'm not sure. I must not have added as many extra lines and spaces as they did. Okay. Package main, yeah. Func. Comments. Oh, the comments are missing. Yes, yes, very much so. Yes, yes, Lady P. All right. Well, let us give it a shot. New terminal. CD web sockets. All right, go. Caps. Miss something? Listen and serve. Port 8080, fatal, setup routes, println hello world. Pull it back up again. Okay. Okay. Reader. Okay. Println air. Was it read buffer size? Yep. Okay. Read buffer size. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're good then. Yep. Okay. Cool. Wow, we're still a little close, aren't we? Go. Go run main go. It probably will fail because I did not download the Gorilla package, but we'll see. Oh, ugh. You can't see that, but what happened was I just got a Windows Defender alert. Has blocked some features of this app. Main.exe unknown publisher. C users Brian app data local temp go. It's asking allow main to communicate on these networks, and it says private networks such as my home or work, public networks such as those on airports or coffee shops not recommended. So I'm going to allow access temporarily. I'll probably have to go back in and scrub my system. Okay. That worked. Yeah, it's blocking him talking to the internet. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let me go back to the original tutorial, because if this is correct, what I need to do now is to go to the index.html. Because it doesn't give me this, it doesn't give me any of these outputs, because obviously it's an entirely different module and what have you. So now I need to go, localhost 8080. All right, so localhost 8080. Homepage. Hey, look at that. There it is. Just telnet to that port, telnet localhost 80. Okay. Let me open up another browser, another terminal. WSL. I don't think Debian may not have telnet. Oh, it does. Look at that. Okay. Control C. All right. Telnet. Localhost. Oh, yeah. 8080. Wait a minute. Do it the hard way. All right, there we go. Now open localhost 8080. Unable to connect to remote host, connection refused. Well, it's working over here. I mean, it did see. I mean, it says homepage, but I don't. Oh, you know what? Let me do something else. Let me turn off my ad blocker just so to make sure that it's not. How do I type? I did try. Well, it is port 8080. You can't see it on the screen here, but it is localhost port 8080, and that's all that comes up is just homepage. Let me let me expand my browser window a little bit here. There you go. So you see the port 8080 bit on there. It's at 400% blasting. Yeah, I don't run Ubuntu. I just needed the WSL, so interesting. Not sure. So it's working? So there's the exit status. Okay, so then the main.exe thing came back up again. I'm gonna double click all of them. So it's like allow it to communicate on these networks, private networks such as my home or work network, and public networks. So that's pretty much the any rule. I've just any ruled the shit out of this. So okay, so that came up. Ad blocker's not running. Let me turn dark mode off. So there's dark mode off, so you can actually see all the things. Interesting. Type in your terminal window. Okay. Let me get a new terminal, though. Let me click on that. All right. New terminal window. Lady P. Oh, not a new term. Oh, I see. I see where you're going at here. Nope, I can't type anything in the window. Tappy. Tappity. Yeah, nothing. God, that's bright. Yeah, it should be. Should be working, but yeah, see now it's dead. It's just spinning. Yeah, see. So it is functioning, so that's that. Oh, interesting. So I didn't even need to put in the defender rule in this to allow it to work. I just started it up again, so it must have saved the rule from the previous time. The problem becomes I can't type anything. Oh, there's a /ws directory. I wonder what the ws does. Nope. Well, that got me something here. Look at that. Interesting. Oh my goodness. That's ugly. That's a bunch of ugly right there. Client is not using the WebSocket upgrade token not found in connection header connection connected. Panic. Oh, we got a panic. All right. Runtime error. Invalid memory address or null point dereference. Rorge. That's not good. Interesting. So yeah, that's a lot of hot mess right there. Socket client is not using WebSocket. Okay, so it killed that. All right, there we go. Let's try running it again. Okay, it only happened. So let me allow the network connection proper. So I hit refresh. So when I go to the /ws directory, it dies. That's interesting. Every time I do that, it null point dereferences. So where is our error at? Did I do something wrong? Where's the /ws stuff at? Here it is. /homepage is the WS endpoint for response. There has to be an HTML front end. There's no text entry box being generated. Right. Yeah, so it's using the index.html from someplace. I'm assuming it's just assuming /, right? And then the index.html that we had over here would create the construct HTTP localhost. Oh, wonder if, no, socket.io wasn't one of the things that came up. So listen and serve, it should say hello world. So let me kill that. I'll run it again. It's going to give me the error message. Okay. And oh, interesting. It doesn't say homepage. It should say hello Brian or something like that. Not where's, oh no, here's homepage. So here's Funk homepage. So it seems like there's some things missing on this. So yeah. Really interesting here. Okay. Crap. I'm at a loss. I really need to order dinner for the fam, so I'm going to need to go. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the mega doghouse. I'm going to keep futzing around with this for a little while because I think that there's some other stuff that needs to be done. But if any of you who are watching have any questions about what's going on, one, check out Triplexity's stream later on. Let's just give a quick shout out to Triplexity. There we go. Yeah. There we go. See, this is great. Okay. Oh, this tutorial is out of date and no longer maintained. See, that's the problem with a lot of tutorials and stuff. It's like, especially with programming languages, it's gonna shit the bed real quick. So yeah, see example.com/ws, the only argument we need. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, but I appreciate everybody for coming out. Shout out to Triplexity. Let's get somebody who we can raid while we're sitting here. And see who's on. Strager. Okay, let's follow Strager. There we go. All right, I'll keep looking through this, and we'll go. Yeah, we'll futz around with some stuff, and next Friday we'll have some better tutorials, or maybe another chat bot kind of thing that we can talk to. So, thank you everybody for coming. We're gonna go check out what Strager's doing. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to all of our followers right now, and appreciate you coming in and spending time with me as I muddle through an outdated Go tutorial. So special thanks to Lady P again for all of her help as always. And yeah, have a great weekend, the best one you can have. Take care of yourselves because you're the only you have. And we'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.